talk now about Active Directory integrated zones. So let's open up DNS. And in DNS, we've set up a primary zone in xyz.com. Checking out the properties of that, yes, it is a primary zone. Well, we can change that. We can change that to store that information in Active Directory instead of a standard DNS configuration. Now before we do that, let's check out the file system and look for our zone database file. So that's in our C drive, C Windows, System32, DNS. So there's our xyz.com.dns file. Opening that up, there is our zone database file. I'm bringing this up because once we convert to Active Directory integrated, we no longer have files. All of this information is then stored in the Active Directory database. So back to DNS, let's convert our xyz.com zone to be stored in Active Directory. So store the zone in Active Directory. And this is a domain controller, by the way. Yes, we want to do this. And click OK. And then this information is now being stored in Active Directory. So nothing really changes in the DNS console, but if we go back to the file system, our file is gone. There's no more xyz.com.dns file. That is now stored in Active Directory. Back to our DNS console, a few more features with that. When you have Active Directory integrated zones, you have the option of choosing secure dynamic updates and only secure dynamic updates. You don't have that with standard DNS. Also, you can select which DNS servers in the Active Directory domain receive the DNS server information. Let's look at our options. Now, the default in Windows 2000 was that DNS information would replicate to all domain controllers in the entire domain, whether they had DNS installed or not. And that caused inefficient replication because if a DC did not have DNS, why does it need the information? So it's a waste of replication. So the answer to that is the second choice, that you replicate DNS information to DNS servers that are domain controllers in your domain. So only DCs in the domain that have DNS get the information. So that's far more efficient with Windows 2003 DNS. However, third option, the first option here, is you could replicate your DNS information to all domain controllers in the forest that have DNS. And that would be for critical records you want available forest-wide, just in case of WAN link failure or some other kind of failure. So that's called the replication scope when you choose where you want your DNS information replicated to. Finally, you can create a zone that's Active Directory integrated right away without having to switch from primary to Active Directory integrated. So when you create a zone during the wizard, you select right away if you want to store the information in Active Directory.